that many people, or I should say, let's begin by the wealthy. The wealthy have assets that feed them. An asset is going to bring something to them, okay? And unfortunately, up here on the other side, the poor and the middle class will buy things and think they're buying assets, but they're really eating them. And that is the difference between an asset and a liability. An asset is going to feed you, it's going to bring revenue into your bottom line, where the liability is going to eat you, it's going to take revenue out. Many people that I remember hearing a while back, I was talking to a couple, and they were telling me that we're going to go out and invest on a fifth wheel. We're going to buy us a fifth wheel because we're going to be able to take it out to the summer camp and go out and do this and do that. But if you think about it, is that fifth wheel going to eat you or is it going to feed you? Now, if they had said that fifth wheel was going to generate income and actually bring in income to them, then it would be labeled as an asset because it's feeding them. But if it's just going to be sitting for 9-10 months of the year and they only get to take it out 2 months of the year, or that summertime he can't get vacation because the boss said we need you here and you can't take off, and now they paid 11 months of the payments, and the fifth wheel just sat there, so then it ate them for 11 months. Okay, so we call that a doodad. Okay, and everybody has doodads, and nothing wrong with having doodads, but you want to be sure that you have your asset column together before you go out and you get you a doodad, okay? Or you get you an asset that will pay for that doodad. That asset, a rental property, and generating income that will pay for that fifth wheel so you can take the vacation. So you want to structure the way you do things in your home budget to where your expenses actually are going to become income or buy assets, go toward assets instead of liabilities, because many people buy doodads and they think that they're acquiring assets. So that is the difference. So you want to understand the difference between an asset and a liability. Again, an asset will feed you, a liability will eat you. And those are very important terms that we're going to be speaking as we go on to the learning team and for future programs. So if you want to write that down real quick, go ahead and feel free to write it down. That's an asset and a liability. And again, an asset will feed you and the liability will eat you. Okay? Everybody got it? Thank you. So going on, and we talked about last time on the program that the learning team is going to provide you a way to be able to look at things different. So we want you to open up your mind and open up your heart, because we're going to begin to looking at goals. Okay? So your goal can be short term, your goal can be long term, okay? And your goals can be adjusted. Do you know that many people do not set goals because they think, well, what if I don't make it? What if I don't meet my goal? Or what for? Goals are never met anyway. But it goes back to the responsibility. It goes back to being disciplined. It goes back, do you lay blame on somebody, or do you set a goal? You have to set something realistically, because anybody can say, well, I want to be able to make $1 million by next week. Well, if you think about it, what are you going to do in order to generate $1 million by next week? Okay, so a long-term goal is actually a bunch of short-term goals put together. Tiny steps, if you will, and those tiny steps will get you to meet your long-term goal. So you think about it for yourself. What is a short-term goal that you would like? And when you're looking at setting goals, you look at setting goals not only financial goals, but you talk about goals for your family and building a relationship, maybe with your spouse, maybe with your children, maybe you like to spend more time with them, you know. And certainly one of the goals of the learning team is to teach you how to structure your business life, your income, so where you're buying assets and not liabilities, to where it'll give you free time to spend with your family. You know, because that's why a lot of people don't set vacation times, because they figure, well, I just don't have the time. But you have to be able to stop and smell the roses, as they say, and be able to spend time with the ones that you love, because after all, that's why everybody goes to work anyway. So you set your short-term goals and you set your bunch of small, tiny steps, if you will, okay? And then that's going to allow you to achieve your long-term goals. So now we've covered quite a bit of material today, so we hope that you'll come back in the future, because we're going to go ahead and take it to different levels, all right? And we started out pretty basic today, reviewing of the things that we had previously talked about. We talked about where you're at in the game of life, and you have decided that for yourself, and where do you want to be, you know, when you're 65. And by all means, don't wait till you're 65, okay? If you're in the first quarter and you want to retire by the end of the second quarter, you can do it. You can do it, but you have to be willing to make the commitment. Make the commitment to yourself, make the commitment to setting the goals, making the commitment to understand that you're going to, from here going forward, is spending your time and your efforts and your money into assets and not liabilities, because the liabilities will eat you. They will eat you, they will eat you. So if you are willing to do that, you know, you will learn from the things that we're sharing here, and we thank you for being part of the learning team, because we want everybody to be able to understand and learn financial literacy, because this is something that they do not teach you in school. They just teach you to memorize material, and then they give you a test, and you got to recall the material that you've learned and demonstrate that you can recall it by getting the right answer. In life, it doesn't work like that. In life, it works that if you're going to make a financial decision, you want to get a team of experts to come and let you know their thoughts, their opinions, their expertise, and that is called teamwork. Teamwork. So